higher quality recording than the stream, because the stream can only do so much, whatever. I'll be doing a higher quality recording, and then I'll upload that to YouTube later. So, or maybe they're both in the server right now. Let me take a look at it. Oh, wrong window. Yeah, we got cotagens, cotangents, 3000. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll just call it cotagens. He's already in right now, so we got cotagens coming in, and we're getting ready to do the. I'm doing the picks, trying to do the picks and bans discussion with them right now. So he hasn't responded, but he's got about 5 minutes before he can get here, so not a big deal. The maps we've got in the pool are, let me see, what are the names for the maps we got in the pool? We have Blood Covenant in the pool, which if you've played Quake Champs, you know what Blood Covenant looks like. There's a Xonotic version. So we got Blood Covenant in the pool, Bloodyrun, which is a Xonotic ported version of Bloodyrun. Everyone knows Bloodyrun. We got Fuse. Fuse is a smaller, more compact. Oh, it's actually not that small. It's more medium-sized, compact Xonotic duel map that is doesn't have any red armors on it, only yellow armors. We got Frantic, a Xonotic version of Frantic in there. Silent Siege, a vanilla Xonotic map. And then we've got Vale, which is another Quake Champs map, and Xowoken, but it's called like Xowoken, like Xonotic. That one's in the pool as well. So we got Xowoken, Vale, Blood Covenant, Bloodyrun, Fuse, Frantic, and Silent Siege as the 7 maps in the pool that they can pick and choose through. Xonotic, if you're familiar with like Quake Duel, Xonotic Duel is a bit different in that you can't stack up to 200 off of yellow armors in Xonotic. With the Xonotic Duel rule set, a yellow armor will give you 150 armor, which is a huge boon. Like, oh, well, they only give you like 50 in Quake. That's a huge boon, right? But you can't pick up more than 1 yellow armor if you have 100 or more armor. So you can't just go around and hoover up all the yellow armors without doing substantial damage to yourself in the process to continue to pick them up. You can't overheal with health in Xonotic Duel like you can with, the vanilla Xonotic game. And mega healths, they'll give you 200 health, right? But all of the power-ups in Xonotic come back in 30 seconds. There's no 25 armor, 35 megas like you're probably familiar with in like Quake 3, Quake Live. It's going to be 30 for both. And because of this dynamic, every map plays a bit differently because some maps are going to have only a red armor, some are only going to have yellow armor, some are going to have maybe no mega or well, each map has some armor, but you get what I'm trying to say. So we can talk about that as time goes on. Still waiting for Soyou, but that's good. That's cool. He's got 2 minutes, all right. But yeah, so we got those 7 maps in the pool right now. Maps that anyone who plays Quake is probably familiar with, and then a couple of Xonotic maps. I think Fuse actually has a version in like Quake 3 as well, but I'm not sure if it's made for Xonotic. I'm not actually sure, but I think people are probably familiar with Fuse. It's a pretty well-known map. So yeah, we got those 7. What else we got? What else we got? I have anything else so I need to bring up? I talked about the differences between Duel and Xonotic and like Quake. I talked about the maps we got in there. Yeah, at this point we're just waiting for Soyou so we can do the picks bans. We might do it in game as well. I'll have to keep an eye on that to see when he pops into the server. If he does, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got 4 people in, so he's not getting blocked out. Okay, good. Really, I'm nervous about making sure I didn't fuck something up because it's the first time doing an event in Xonotic. Like I've done events for Quake 3. I think I did one for Quake Live once. I did one for Quake 1 once. I've done them for like a bunch of fighting games, but this is the first one I've done in Xonotic. And Xonotic is a bit different, even in the what's good? Oh, I see the chat. One sec, the chat doesn't quite pop up unless I'm in the other window because I didn't set that properly. Look at that. Good evening to you too, Mr. Slime. But yeah, so we're just your mic is really low. Yeah, so the mic is low because if I turn it any higher, I think it'll start to peak. I haven't set up my mic in a while on OBS, so like it's audible, but it is a bit low. Like if I put it up to like 0, if I put it to like 0 decibels like that, it'll be like, much louder. You can probably hear it better. But if I start to yell, well, I don't know. Maybe if I start to yell, it doesn't peak. I'm not sure. If it starts to peak, I'll leave it like this for now, I guess, or I can turn it up a little bit. I'm only gonna put it up to 0 decibels. I'm not gonna put it any higher than that. I'm not gonna try to boost it with software because I have a preamp. I can just boost it on that if I need to. So I'll keep it where it is right now. I mean, I guess I could just boost it on the preamp. Like I could just turn it up like that if I think it's getting a little too quiet. I think I have myself set in OBS to have a noise gate so it doesn't go too high, or not a noise gate, but like a ceiling. So it won't go too high, but yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I've set up the audio in OBS, so I'm not exactly sure how high things are gonna have to be turned up to be able to hear me. But as time goes on through the match, people can give me a remind, and we'll see. All right, so tummy ache is in. So someone named Tummy Ache joined. I don't think that's Soyou though. But yeah, no. During the stream, if it's too quiet, if you need me to turn stuff up, let me know. I can turn stuff up. Alright, so apparently Soyou's on Ferris right now.
5 minutes remain.
Let's see. Okay, so Soyou's on his way. I sent the ping in Discord to let them know the picks and bans. We might do the picks and bans in Xonotic rather than in what's it called? In Discord. We'll see. Fortunately, you have to go see if they'll stick around till then. Yeah, for sure. You can let me know if I mean, you said the mic is low, but if you turn your volume up, you can still hear me just fine, right? It's not like it's so low that you're struggling to hear anything. Because if it's so low that you're struggling to hear anything, then that's a problem. It's really, really weird. Because with the current setup, if I put things any louder, when I start like yelling into the mic and whatnot, it'll start to peak. But then people say, oh, the mic is low. So I don't know how to make it any louder without peaking. I've got a different mic than the last time I did this. Last time I had a Shure like XM86 I think, and right now I've got an AT2020, and it's just different. You can hear fine, but you have to have your volume at max. Okay. So we're about 5 minutes over. We're waiting on Soyou to get in. I got only 2 monitors, but I gotta keep an eye on like 3 different things. Game is hard. I can close some windows to try and ease that up a bit. Let me see. Server menu. Ferris. Oh man, Soyou is on Ferris. What the heck? I like that when I send people like time messages in it. Yeah, I'll just turn the decibels up more, I guess. I don't know. Like, I think the peaking is gonna come from my preamp, not from OBS, but I don't know. I can probably turn this up a bit, and then if the game volume needs to be louder, it can be louder. Yeah, so when I send people like times in Discord, I send them like a timestamp, which will like convert time to their time zone and whatnot. So I have like a relative timestamp that'll say like, okay, see you in like 50 minutes, 50, and it'll change every minute. So it's funny when I go back and I look at timestamps and it's like, see you 5 minutes ago. It's like, I did not see you 5 minutes ago at all. There we go. We got Soyou. Nice, 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 nice. Alright, so we got Soyou in here. We're doing the picks and bans right now. Soyou was the person who rolled the heads on the picks bans, so we'll be getting, we'll be doing that real quick. Hopefully it won't take too long. Better doing it in Discord. Yeah, okay, cool, cool. Alright, so we're running a bit late, but we got the picks and bans coming in now. Alright. We got the picks and bans coming in right now. Watch this. You ready for this pick ban magic that I've got right here? So I fade in right here. We got the picks and bans. So we got Soyou, waiting on Soyou to give me his, what's it called? Come off studio mode. There we go. Now we got this coming in. Alright, so now we're getting started. We're a bit late, but... Alright, Soyou says he's gonna ban Vale. So we got the ban pick number 3 right here. Watch this. Bam. Oh shit, it didn't turn on. Bam, look at that. Banning Vale, and then Cotangen's banning Blood Covenant. I click on this. I click on Blood Covenant right here. Bam, shows up. Alright, now we got the map picks. Soyou is going to want Fuse. Let me drop that in there. Bam, Fuse. Open that up right there. Cotangens. It's going to want Xowoken. Awoken. Bam, turn it on right there. Final ban for Soyou now coming in. This is a bit of a janky setup, but... And he's going to be banning Frantic Dojo. Understandable. I myself am not a fan of Frantic Dojo. I'm not a huge fan of those smaller maps in general. And Silent Siege is going to be the ban from Cotagens. Bam, there we go. Silent Siege. Kick that in there. Alright, a little bit janky on how it's working. Which means, what's our remainder map then? We've got Vale, we've got Fuse, Frantic, so Bloodyrun is going to be our final map played. So the first map we'll do is Xowoken. Okay. Alright, let's go. Let's get in here. Alright, cool. So, there's the picks bans phase we got going on right there. A bit janky, a bit slow. I thought it'd be a cool idea. Go back into studio mode. So now I gotta get the actual in-game stream set up. First map I said was gonna be Xowoken. Let's get Xowoken in there. We can pause this now. Because now we're getting serious, and now it's time to get fucking serious. Okay. So we got Xowoken right here coming in. I'm not going to join. I'm going to go spectate. I need to get the other windows ready now as well. Spectate on this window. Spectate on this window. This window is going to be following Cotagens, and this window is going to be following Soyou right there. Look at that. We got health values. A little bit scuffed looking, but we got health values. Shit, you can't see it. Right, because I got to fade in now. Watch this. The production value is through the roof. Alright, we got health values. They're following the correct people. Soyou right here's got the 1010. We're good. Okay. So we're going to get started with the first game of the Duel exhibition here. We got Kodogens versus Soyou right now. They got 100-100 right now because it is in the warm-up, but we are going to be starting off with the general duel rule set with, 100 health, 0 armor is going to be the start. They're in warm-up right now. I think they saw that I said good to go, but I can give them another... Yeah, you're good. All right, starting off on Xowoken. So 10 seconds, we're going to be named Soyou versus Cotangents. Here we go. Starting off with 100-100 health right here. Vale is going to be a map that does have a red armor, it does have a yellow armor, and as I pointed out earlier, the yellow armors in Xonotic are going to give you 150. So starting off, Soyou is immediately going to be moving up, grabbing the yellow armor, but immediately getting aggressed on by the Hagar. First, we're going to go to Kodogens. Got to get the names right. Kodogens right here. Red armor and Kodogens favor. So Kodogens is in complete control right now. Doesn't have a huge arsenal, but he does have the Hagar, and the Hagar does have the ability to charge those rockets, get a large burst. You can hear him through the walls. You can hear him coming. So Soyou is probably going to be trying to avoid him right now. And right now, Kodogens, gotta get the names right. Kodogens knows he has the lead. He's got the control right now. He's got picking up all the weapons right here. Soyou though has picked up himself the yellow armor. He's running around. They're a bit even in stack, not too even though. Looking for a kill right here. Soyou coming around at the top with the rocket. Gonna be looking for that mega health. Mega health is gonna be up in 10 seconds. So the next fight is gonna start there. Kodogens firing some rockets down. Soyou out in the open though. Soyou's gonna be going in aggressive though. He knows that Kodogens has the health advantage. He's gonna try to pick him off a little bit anyway. Doing some back rocketing with the Hagar. Not getting a ton out, but the rails are gonna connect. Kodogens losing a lot of health in this chase right here, but with the kill, he is gonna be grabbing the red armor. He is gonna be going back and grabbing the mega as well. But no, Soyou actually gonna be spawning on top of the mega. So while Kodogens, okay, Kodogens just have that slight health advantage right here, that slight stack advantage, but he is 2 kill up, so he doesn't have to get aggressive right now. Running around, just grabbing weapons. Rail coming out, but it's not going to hit. Soyou coming on the way back, firing back with some rockets. The yellow armor is up there. Neither can collect it, though, so Kodogens might be trying to take a fight here just to get his health down enough to get the yellow armor. So you might be thinking the same thing, but trying to go for that high ground is going to be a bit of a difficult fight to take. Kodogens right there, like you see, he can't grab that yellow armor, but he is looking around, waiting for that mega to come back up, and then he will be going back. He's got the item timings, he's got his rhythm, he's got the red, and he's got the mega, but no, he doesn't have mega, actually. Soyou coming in on top and grabbing it again. Both players timing their items right here really well, because remember, Soyou did take that mega the first time when he came back around on his spawn. So right now we have Kodogens in control of that red armor, and Soyou is got the timing down for the red. If Kodogens goes for the mega every single time, then that's going to mean, right when it comes up, it's going to give Soyou time to come in for the mega. So I'm thinking right here, Kodogens might end up delaying this next red pickup in order to get control over the mega. At the same time, though, he does have such a huge health advantage. Taking 300 to 200 here might not be such a big deal, but no. Soyou is going to be going for the yellow armor, which gives Kodogens time to slip in and grab the red. Full stack, they're going to be starting a fight right here. Mortar shots coming out. All the mortar shots are landing. Not all doing ton of damage, but there we go. 55 damage, 2 times in a row. Soyou going to be going down right here, and Kodogens up 4-0. 8 minutes left in the game, so there is plenty of time for Soyou to come back from it. Arc coming out right here. 150 armor on the, picking up the yellow armor. There are 2 yellow armors on the map. I thought there was one. Krylink going to be coming out, catching Soyou when he tries to go up the jump pad, and that is going to be a second shot, or a second kill, coming, 5 total, coming out of Kodogens. I do remember talking to Soyou before, and he was saying, Kodogens is a really aggressive player. He did a bit of practice before, and he was saying that Kodogens is a lot more aggressive than he's used to playing against, so he's probably running around trying to get his, trying to get the grips, trying to find the control he wants, and he's just not ready for Kodogens to come at him so quickly. Kodogens is going for a big jump around here, around the outside. He hears the armor picked up, and he knows Soyou's down here, and he's immediately going to get aggressive. Flying in at Mach 9, rocket coming out, rocket rail again. He's landing a lot of these hits. He is being whittled down a little bit by the arc, but the tracking isn't quite immaculate enough to bring him down to an area to make him fear him. Holding an angle right there on the yellow. He knows Soyou wants to go for it, but he isn't going to be able to get him. He sees him, though, grabs the red, and he knows the mega is going to be up in about 3 seconds. Coming around the preemptive electro shots right there, trying to zone Soyou out. He will successfully zone Soyou out, getting up on the mega. He's fully stacked right now. He is looking for a kill right now. Soyou has to just avoid Kodogens right now. He knows Kodogens has both the mega and the red armor. It looks like he's just trying to avoid him. Wait for those to tick down a little bit, and maybe he can contest the next one. The thing about Xonotic is that you can't, getting in a bit of a rocket fight here, but I don't think either want to commit to this too hard. The thing about Xonotic is that you can't pick up the yellow armors until you drop down to a certain point. It's not like Quake 3, where you can just continue to stack up and stack up and stack up on yellow armors and keep yourself safe. You can grab the one, unfortunately, hop himself up off the balcony and falls off the edge. Unfortunate place to be. Usually there's invisible walls in maps like this, but this isn't a baby map, alright? No invisible walls to crib you in. Unfortunate position for him to be in. And it looks like Kodogens right now is just sweeping the map. He's got the full stack. He's just looking for Soyou right now. He knows Soyou is low. Well, not too low, as Soyou did grab the yellow. That will keep him a bit safe, but probably going to have a hard time taking a fight unless he's able to get the first hit, unless he's able to ambush him right about now. I don't know if Soyou has the item timings right now, but Kodogens definitely does, as the red armor is up and Kodogens is ready for it. Soyou coming around, though, he's preemptively getting on the Mega, firing a couple of Electro Bolts. Is he going to be able to zone him out? Kodogens doesn't even want the Mega. He's going to go in. Hagar Bolt's coming out. Another Electro trying to zone Kodogens now, get him away from him. The Mega is still up. Either of them could back off and go for a mad dash for it. Unfortunately, Kodogens blocking the door. Soyou was not going to be able to take a mad dash to the Mega, and he will be getting his reward of the Mega on the way out, grabbing another yellow armor. There's actually 3 yellow armors on this map now that I look at it. 1, 2, 3 down on the below. So, having someone always at 150 armor is something you're going to kind of have to expect, which is, again, very, very different from, I've done a bit of casting for Quake 3, but it's very different to have to keep in mind that in Xonotic, you can't really assume that, oh yeah, this guy just spawned, he can't really have more than 50 armor. No, they're going to have about 150, and that can make it a bit hard to take a fight on someone if they are able to return fight. Kodogens going to get another kill right there. A couple of grenades coming out. Going to see if he can find any hits, but not going to be able to. Soyou right there delaying his spawn. Very smart move right there so that he isn't able to get hit by anything in one of those close spawns he might end up getting right here. 150 armor and 100 health. He's as stacked as he can get without taking a red armor or a mega health. Red armor is going to be up in 4 seconds, and it looks like Kodogens is already on top of it. Is Soyou going to be trying to go for a ambush? Sees him, but he will win the first hit. Rail going to come out on Soyou, though, not going to be able to, he's going to have to get out of there because he's really not going to be able to take an extended fight. 14 health, trying to run back rocketing coming out, doing a lot of damage to Kodogens, actually. Kodogens with only 84 health. He will be grabbing the red armor, and Rail coming right through the teleporter to hit Soyou, getting a little bit careless, forgetting about that line of sight right there, forgetting about that at angle. Coming and grabbing the yellow armor, though. He will be coming at 5 minutes left in the match, and he's still trying to find a good place to trap Kodogens. It's still anyone's game right here. Now, it looks like he's a bit behind, but it is still anyone's game in this type of scenario right here. A good back rocket coming out of Soyou will be hitting Kodogens. He can go up and grab the yellow armor. He really didn't lose too much of that outside of some health, but he will be taking stuff. Kodogens, though, getting really aggressive, going in, even with the back rocketing come out, and Soyou's going to have to return some fire. Will be making Kodogens back up a little bit, but Kodogens is mainly just backing up because he wants that red armor. He knows the red armor is up and he's going for it right now. Another yellow armor is going to be coming up soon, but what's more important is that Mega, and Kodogens is already prepared for it. Firing out those preemptive Electro Balls to try to zone out, and he's going to be getting the Mega and the red. Soyou coming in, though, trying to aggress on this after the Mega's been picked up. A ballsy move, but it might end up working out for him. Did a bit of damage to Kodogens, but not quite enough. Goes down for the yellow armor, ends up finding himself trapped in the hole. Kodogens given chase, misses the last grenade, but the technically last grenade. Last grenade is going to come out and finish off Soyou, though, and immediately Kodogens is going to find Soyou upon going for the red. And there we go. Soyou finds his return kill. Both players at 100 health, but Kodogens is going to spawn right in front of the newly respawned red armor. So, a bit unfortunate for Soyou right there that he's not going to be able to he's not going to be able to maintain that momentum, but he is. What's what I'm looking for? He does have the item timing down. He knows the item timing because he heard it, he saw it come up, he got his kill. He can maybe find his footing again, backing off. Not being able to grab the health right there though. It looks like he's gonna get a little aggressive. There we go. Coming around backside for the health now. Mega's not up, but it will be up in about 15 seconds. Red armor is up, and Kodogens timing the items well. He's already on top of it, ready for it. Yellow armor going into Soyou though. He knows that Kodogens is there for the ready. Hears him. He knows he's around the wall, but unfortunately, he didn't even come around that fast. A Hagar shot, a big unloaded Hagar shot coming out on top of Soyou, and that's going to be doing a lot of damage. Hagar is a weapon that some people say is really bad. Some people will joke that it's overpowered, but at the end of the day, it has its niche, and it can be very difficult to use in a duel situation because you can hear those charged rockets, but when every rocket gets loaded into it, if you can land a direct hit, that's like over 100 damage, and it becomes one of the highest burst damage weapons in the game if you can successfully land that. Kodogens landing one of those puts him in a really good position right now. So you're going around picking up the yellow armor again. He is going to be getting a little bit of health back, but he still doesn't have the stack advantage that he wants to take a fight against Kodogens if Kodogens starts to camp on top of an item when it comes up. He sees the red armor up, but he's not there. Luckily, Soyou's not there to take it. 150 to 200, and Soyou immediately firing a rocket. Not going to be making any contact, though. Both players trading rockets. Neither are going to be making a ton of contact right here. Big electroshock coming out of Soyou, though. This could be enough to kill Kodogens. He's on the run, 30 HP. Soyou has momentum. He's looking for him. Doesn't land the shot. Rocket coming up. Going to be taking chase, but Kodogens on the run. He got the yellow armor. He picked up some health. The momentum in the chase might be lost. Mega going into Kodogens' way. Soyou right there. It took a bit of a risky move right there. Could have gone... Could have seen the amount of damage he did. Could have backed off and said, okay, maybe I want to just take control of another item. Instead goes for the chase, and unfortunately it doesn't work out for him. It could have allowed him to carry some more momentum. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. You know, you see what he's going for there. You can see what he's going for. With only 2 minutes left, trying to play control with a 10-point deficit, 11-point deficit. It's not very easy to do. Has to go for something. Has to try to chase him down, take him out. Unfortunately, isn't going to be finding the kill he wants. So Kodogens will still be in the lead. Kodogens will still be, will still have a firm grip on the timing. But Soyou actually, despite all the shit I was just talking right now, well, not shit, no disrespect. But despite everything I was saying, Soyou actually did come in and take the last red and the last mega. So Soyou actually does have control of the red and the mega right now, of the timings. He's looking for Codagens right now. He's trying to kind of like, he knows the mega's going to be coming up soon. Not as soon as the red, though. So it looks like he's starting to make his way over to the red. He knows the red's coming up soon. Finds Codagens right there. Codagens starting a fight with the Hagar shot, though, and that is going to bring Soyou down to his level. They're both about even right now, so the positional advantage he had at the mega health might not help him too much. Has started himself a little bit to grab the yellow right there. There he goes. Going to grab it. Sees Codagen grabbing the red, and he's immediately going for the mega. Will it be up? Yes, it is. So Soyou and Codagens both at about an even stack. You know, Codagens has more health, or Soyou has more health, Codagens got more armor, but both are about an even stack right now. Next, the first shot of the next fight could determine the fight, and there we go, 2 really strong shots coming out of Soyou right there. Big, meaty, what's that gun called? What's that gun called? The Krylin. I'm a bit slow on the weapon names here. Unfortunately, Codagens is just going to land more shots than Soyou in that fight, and he will come out on top. 30 seconds left. This game looks like it is going to be going in Codagens' favor, but Soyou almost had him a couple of times. Had a good few ambushes on him right there where he was able to get the item control back, but unfortunately, Codagens just came in, and he was able to land a really, really good starting hit. And that's kind of the, it really feels like that was kind of the, let me see. Can I make myself a little bit louder? Yeah, for sure. I can make myself a little bit louder. Let's see. Turn up the preamp a little bit. If the game needs to be louder as well, let me know. I'm just trying to make sure the mic doesn't peak. But yeah, no. So you know, good attempt by Soyou to get the control back. He had the control a couple of times, but unfortunately, with how the health values can go so high in Xonotic just by taking like 1 yellow armor, it becomes very difficult to just say, oh, I'm in control and I'm gonna stay in control, you know. 1 second, I gotta get the health bars working again. This is a bit of the jank. No, go spectate. This is a little bit of the jank in the Xonotic setup I've currently got. Let me see, Codagens, that's the Soyou health we want. Soyou, and then set this one up for Codagens. I think we're good there. Okay, that should be the proper health values. Run around here. I think I've got the health values right. We'll see. Alright, they're good to go now. So yeah, no, in that last map, it's very hard to like just say I'm gonna take control and stay in control in Xonotic, because with just a yellow armor, you can bring your armor value up so high that if someone like lands like a really good Hagar shot or a really good Electro shot with well, the 5th Hagar or the Electro, right? If they land a really good, like, initiative shot, and they just do, like, 100 damage to you, that completely strips away the advantage you had. But to a really, really large extent, actually, because you can get up to 150 armor with the yellows. Losing 100 health immediately, 100 health immediately isn't just going to be like, oh, now you stripped it away. It's oh, you stripped away, and now you have a slight health advantage with what you could get off of everything. Alright, they're going to get started now. Soyou versus Codagens, this time on Fuse. This was the map that Soyou picked, I believe. Make sure I have the health values right. I think they're right, but we'll find out right here, because we are going to be seeing Soyou immediately grabbing himself a yellow armor, and Codagens grabbing himself a... What did he grab? A yellow armor? How did he get... Oh, green armor. Grab a green armor. That's how I forgot green armor's existed in Xonotic. Immediately starting off a fight right here, and Codagens is coming out on top of the fight right now, just landing just a couple more shots despite having the health disadvantage, and the mortar shots are going to come out, snipe Soyou as he's trying to make a... backpedal away. He's trying to backpedal away. Interesting thing about Fuse is that there is no red armor on Fuse. Fuse has 3 yellow armors, which makes the Mega even more important than it already normally is, because the only way to overheal up to 200 in any one of your health attributes is going to be going for Mega. So the Mega is going to become a very, very focal, important part of this map that both players are going to really, really have to keep track of in time. Soyou knows the Mega's coming up. He fires a shot up. He is going to land a bit of a pot shot on Codagens, but he's not going to be able to do too much damage. Has the yellow armor, but hasn't lost enough armor to pick up another yellow armor, so he is at a pretty distinct stack disadvantage right now. Looks like he's playing relatively passively. Well, not passively, defensively. Let's use the word defensively, right? Passivity has a negative context. He's playing a bit defensively right now. There we go. Rail comes out, and it's going to be unreturned damage, putting Soyou at about an even stack with Codagens right there. Another rail coming out, not going to land, but he did land a pretty good rocket earlier. The Mega Health is going to be coming up soon. Both players know it's going to be coming up, but unfortunately Codagens does have that high ground advantage, so he's just going to be getting it. Soyou does not have the health to challenge that. Soyou right now is going to be having to look for a yellow, but he's not going to find it. Fires off a shot before he dies. Unfortunately, not going to be enough to survive, but he will get the shot off. Grabbing a yellow armor, immediately coming onto spawn right here. He is going to be looking to, kit himself up with weapons again. He's coming around. He's got himself a rocket. He's got himself a mortar. Having a railgun and electro would be nice, but the rocket and the mortar is enough to kind of get some harass out. He knows that Mega is going to be coming up soon, and he's going to be using this time to run around and reposition himself to prepare for the area Codagens might be coming from. Codagens, though, flanking around behind, and he will be getting himself a yellow armor and a Mega. So it's distinct distinct health advantage Kodogens has right now. And it looks like he's going to be hunting for Soyou. Soyou back down there. Gets shot in the side of the head with the railgun. Not even going to see him coming. Not hearing him coming. Another rocket coming out. Rail coming out. Both landing. Trying to finish him off with the mortar. And he will finish him off with the mortar. Soyou doing a bit of damage right there. Fighting valiantly. But unfortunately not enough to stop Kodogens from getting it all back on a single yellow armor. And with the mega health coming up soon, Kodogens is going to refill back up and get ready to go back on the hunt. Here we go. He's got the 150 armor about. He's got that 200 health. He's looking to just force another fight. He knows there's no red armors on the map that Soyou could take to get a big stack advantage. He knows that no matter what Soyou grabs right now, he will always have Kodogens will always have the health advantage because you can't get any higher than what the Mega allows you to here. So he sees Soyou up there, hears him up there, going to be going around right there, damaging himself a little bit. I imagine he did that to pick up a yellow soon because you do have to have below 100. Starting a fight right there. Soyou is going to land the first hit, but Kodogens just has way more health. And even though they trade pretty equally right there, Kodogens is just going to be the one to come out on top. And with the Mega up right there, Soyou sees it, but they both have about an even stack advantage right now. 200 health flat on top of the armor. Kodogens is going to be picking up that armor right there, though. And now Soyou at 100, 100 is going to be trying to look alive. Try to land some more unreturned damage on Kodogens right here. Rocket's coming up, curving around the wall. He knows where Kodogens is, but he's not quite sure how he's going to get the unreturned damage on him. It looks like he's looking right now for a yellow armor to pick up. Doesn't really want to start a fight until he gets that yellow armor. Knows the Mega's coming up in a few seconds, but there we go. Boost up on top. He's got the high ground advantage. Kodogens fires a rocket. Not going to come out. Rail not going to make the mark, but he knows where he goes up. 35 damage, unreturned. More unreturned damage. 3 unreturned shots coming out of Soyou right here. He could make a comeback, but no. Kodogens is going to grab the Mega in the middle of the fight, and with that extra health boost and the high ground advantage, he is able to just tank a couple of shots, even though Soyou came out on top in the beginning of that fight. A really great initiation by Soyou right there. He just didn't have the health to blow through all of that value that Kodogens had. And Kodogens coming down on top of him right now. Point blank rail. Rocket's going to juggle him. The first mortar's going to come out. Second going to hit. Third going to hit. Soyou on the run, and he's going to bounce it off the wall. Coming around to hit Soyou. No impact grenade. Immediately on another spawn kill by Kodogens right here. Here's where Soyou is. Small map. I'm coming for you, buddy. Going for another one. Soyou doesn't get a chance to breathe on spawn. He's going to die again to Kodogens. Kodogens on the run right now. Well, not on the run. On the hunt, rather. He's got the 100 armor. He could pick up a yellow if he does a bit of damage. But no, the Mega Health is going to get sniped right from under him. But he's not happy with that. He's going to chase Soyou down. You're just going to take the Mega Health under my nose without me doing something about it. Gets a kill, but now he doesn't have that extra 200 health. So he's really only going to be able to go up to 100 health. 150 armor, which for the next like 20 seconds puts Soyou in a position where if he gets himself a yellow, he could take a fight. Unfortunately, getting a little bit too greedy for that yellow armor right there. Picking a fight where Kodogens just kind of distinctly had the advantage with the weapons and the high ground. He had the initiative, and Soyou really, really, really wanted that yellow armor, though. Coming in right now from the back, Soyou going to be laying some unreturned damage. Well, not unreturned anymore, as Kodogens is going to come back in. Soyou, though, trying to grab the Mega. Did he grab the Mega right there? The Mega's gone. So I guess he grabbed it, but it didn't look like his health went up. Maybe got hit with something big right as it came. Hard to see. Another kill immediately on Soyou coming out of Kodogens. These smaller maps are really, really, really kind of difficult to... what's what I'm looking for? Like, difficult to not die on the spawn on. Because as you can see right here, Kodogens can kind of hear where Soyou spawns and where he runs anywhere on the map. So he's really, really... really good at being able to chase him down. Oh, rail coming out of Soyou as he comes around the corner. It's really easy to kind of figure out where he is on the map, because if you didn't hear a spawn, you know they must be on the opposite side, and try to chase them down before they can kind of get their footing and come back from it. These smaller maps really force you to exercise how well you can carry momentum once you've gotten a kill. And while it looks grim for Soyou right now, if Soyou gets one kill, he could carry that momentum back over onto Kodogens. So you see a lot of these smaller maps, and we'll have much higher scores like this in arena shooters, and it can feel hopeless, like, oh my god, that guy's got 10 points above, but the second they get one kill, they reverse and they do the exact same thing. Being able to carry momentum in this map is at far less of a risk, far less of a commitment than on a bigger map, so there is still room right here for Soyou to come back. 5 minutes left. All he needs to land is one good fight and then carry it and take control of that Mega, and he will have a, not a lot of time, but he will have time to even the game out a little bit. Right now, though, he's in an unfortunate position where he doesn't have the Mega, and he doesn't even have the amount of armor that a yellow would gift him. There we go. He's coming around for the yellow right now. Kodogens is looking for him. I think Kodogens heard that, so he's coming around on the back end. He knows he's over there. Doesn't know exactly which side he's on, though. He just knows he's over here somewhere. With that Mega coming up very soon. Good unreturned damage coming out of Soyou right there, though. The preemptive electro shots coming out, but no follow-up on them, so he's not able to do the damage, and Kodogens just walks right over the run. Disrespects the electro balls. Doesn't have a lot of health. He's gonna go for the Mega. Is he gonna get it? Yes, he is gonna get it. So you're gonna get the Mega. Kodogens is coming down on top. Although unfortunately the what's it called? Electro. It takes me a while. I fumble over my words because I'm not used to the weapon names in Xonotic quite yet. Speaking them quickly. Silver config is a bit weird. The 50 armor gets 150 Quake World Armor System. Is it the Quake World Armor System? It shouldn't be the Quake World Armor System. If the server config is weird, I'll change it after this. My dual config is just using what I was told the XPM rule set or whatever is. I'll look into it after this server. If you said it should be different, I haven't changed this config in a long time. And a long time ago, somebody said something like yellows give 150 and the greens give 100. If that's not the case anymore, or if that's just totally fucking wrong, and this is like way off balance Xonotic Duel that's just not correct, I'll change it after this. Anyway, coming back on the round side, so you coming around the back. Yeah, that was bothering, because I was testing it earlier, and it didn't feel right to me either, but I haven't changed the config in so long that I was like, well, I don't think it's wrong, but, oh, you know what it is? I think I know what the problem is, and I can change it for the next set. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So you coming around over the top right here. Rock to the face. Where are we? I got sidetracked because I did just realize who told me this? I don't know, but I think I also know a second thing that's going wrong, and I believe, just turn it off right after this. I'll tell you what I think it is in a second, or after. Anyway, Coda just coming around. He's got the health advantage, blah, blah, blah. 200, 122, 70, there we go, coming down. 3 rail shots on Soyou back-to-back, and that is going to be bringing him up 15-0. So Soyou found another kill in the meantime. I didn't find it, though. I didn't find it because I was talking about my stupid server config. Terrible, unprofessional. Coming around here with another rail, though. The mortars are going to stop him from getting in there, but let me see. Who told you this? 25-25 or armor system? Yeah, that's what I thought it was. That is what I thought when I was setting this up earlier today, and I was like, that doesn't seem right, but that's what I thought. But I haven't, like I said, I haven't changed this config, so I was unsure. But I do think I know what the problem is, and if I'm not able to solve it after the set between Soyou and Codagens, then I will solve it before the next exhibition. So we're gonna play whatever and shit. Yeah. But it still should be the right rule set. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here, talking about bullshit. So you coming around the back end. He does have a yellow armor at 150, 100 health. Looking for Codagens, but he's not going to find him right here. Codagens is down on the back end. He knows that the Mega is up, and he's just kind of trying to bait it. He thinks Soyou might be around, but he's not around, so he's going to go over, grab the Mega, bringing him up to 200 health right here. Rocket coming down. Fuck, I got sidetracked because I started thinking when someone said Quake World Armor Set. When someone said Quake World Armor Set, I was like, wait a minute. Does that mean that the Mega is currently using the Quake World Mega, where it doesn't come back till you beat it out of someone? Because I do have a mutator that does that, not on this server. But now I'm like paranoid that I've just got everything totally wrong. but well, anyway, I'm getting super sidetracked. 30 seconds left. Fuse is going to be going to Codagens right here. Comes out on top, takes his momentum, carries his momentum all the way to the end of the map, and that's kind of how these maps goes. With these smaller maps, it can be very difficult to make a comeback if you don't kind of have the ability to carry your momentum. I found that like with smaller maps like this, I find smaller maps like this especially difficult at times because I can play against people who I can beat them in like the neutral game relatively well. But we'll play like a map like Toxicity, and they'll get a kill, and they'll just make their kill worth twice as many as mine, and I'll just go down and down and down. So, yeah, anyway, that was map 2. 1 second, before they start the next map, I will tell them to wait a second, because I think something's up, and I can look into it real quick, like. Let me see. Where is it? Duel, notepad. Fuck. Force. RNG underscore. For no, mutators. It's set to 0. Okay. I've got a mutator for like projectile force that at some point I was setting up because of the Quake 1 server I've got. So I thought that maybe that was a what's the word I'm looking for? I thought that maybe that was a mutator that was running, but let me just see. Armor start. Warm-up armor start. I gotta let them know I'm checking something in the server. If this takes like more than a minute to fix, I'm not gonna fuck with it. Armor medium 100, armor max 100. Yeah. Armor big 150, which is what you said that the yellow what's it called? Red should give. No. Okay. Okay. This is fucked. So, armor medium is yellow. That should be 50. You said correct? G underscore pickup. Armor big. Huh. Armor big is set to 50. Armor medium is set to 100. Why is armor medium set to 25? What the fuck? Armor mega set to 100. Okay, so the armor types are proper. The armor types are set proper. Medium is set to 25, large is set to 50, mega is set to 100. That's what they should be. Small, medium, yeah. Okay, so they are set to what they should be. That is very bizarre. I'll do one more check on something that I think might be up with it, but if that's not gonna happen, yeah, okay, this definitely spelled 500 stacks are 200, 550 stacks up to 100. Okay, that's initially what I thought. That is initially what I thought. I don't know why it's so weird then. There must be some mutator that is turning on by default. Because I do have a Quake Live, I do have a Quake World armor mutator, but this doesn't do this in my CTF and my freeze tag server. So, I can't remember what the fuck that name of that mutator was, because it was called like fucking testing something, and then I just ended up putting it in the server. So that's probably on right now, and and I don't remember what the fuck it's called. But I'm not gonna spend 20 minutes looking for the name of that. I'm already running late on everything. Let's just get going. Spectate on this one. Spectate on this one. This is the Codagen's health. Spectate on this one. This is the Soyou health. Okay. All right. No. You didn't do anything wrong. I appreciate you letting me know that it was fucked up. I'm gonna... Oh, fuck. It's Bloodyrun, but it doesn't auto correct map names. Give me a sec. Quick menu, call vote.
Vote now.
Okay. Yeah, something is wrong with my config. I'll get it checked out for the next exhibition. Something always goes wrong at some point in every kind of event that gets hosted in some way. Something always happens. And this time, for some reason, despite the fact that I haven't changed this dual config at all, it must be a mutator that I made for the Quake 1 server that doesn't automatically start as off or something like that. Big oversight on my part. I didn't think that it would do that, but, you know, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, still good to go. Unknown command theirs. Oh my fucking god. I'm used to being able to say things in the goddamn console like it's Quake 3. Whatever. We had a similar issue with yours. Yeah, shit happens. Okay, I won't like sweat it too much then. Starting off with Bloodyrun. All right, sorry for the long ass delay. Starting off with Bloodyrun, which is a Blood Run. Everyone knows what Blood Run is. It's Blood Run is like the Dust 2 of arena shooters. Some people say Campgrounds is the Dust 2, but I say Campgrounds is more like the the Mirage, because Blood Run did come before Campgrounds. Anyway, starting off immediately, Soyou is going to be grabbing himself a yellow armor. It is going to start to decay a little bit, and Kodogens is going to be grabbing himself a yellow armor as well. Oh no, he got the red armor then maybe. I didn't see exactly who grabbed what. All I know is that the Mega and the red are both down at about the same time, which means the central room is going to be where the first fight is going to break down. Soyou getting launched over the red armor, not going to be able to grab it though, and Kodogens is going to be firing some suppressive grenades down. It looks like both of them actually ended up missing, so both players are going to be grabbing the respective red and respective Mega relatively unmolested from each other. Oh, the Kodogens is looking for a fight right now. Soyou is going to get the first shot. Second shot coming out, unreturned damage. If Soyou wants to push this right now, he does have a health advantage. Not a big one, but if he's able to land these shots, he can actually take Kodogens down right now. Kodogens landing a lot of return damage. He's going to pick up the armor on the back end though, giving him a big boost in power. Arc is going to come out, and just unfortunately not enough damage by Soyou coming out to take him out. The what's it called? I want to call it the lightning gun. I might just start using the Quake. I might just start using the Quake respective words for things, because I feel like I'm tripping over my words a lot. I'm stumbling in my speaking a lot more than I normally do, because I feel like my brain is taking the extra mile trying to use Xonotic words for things. So I might just full go ever. Lightning gun coming. Lightning gun coming out of Kodogens. They're going to be finishing off Soyou. Coming around, he's on the hunt, looking for another kill. Soyou already low right here. Railgun's gonna come out, rocket blowing him up right there. Here's the spawn, he knows where he is, but he's gonna come around here, grab himself a plasma gun. Okay, the Hagar's not too hard to process in my head. Grabs himself a Hagar, missile coming out, sees Soyou cross, but he's not able to get a hit. Is he gonna stall? He's not gonna stick around, he's gonna go up, try to take control of that red armor. He knows red armor's coming up in about red armor is up. It's the Mega that's coming up in about 3 seconds. Quake respective words, just insults on developers. Yeah, you right. Sorry, lag. Grenade, well, that's a grenade launcher. It's a grenade launcher. Grenade launcher, it's a railgun. Anyway, Kodogens is coming around. He's kind of chasing behind Soyou. He knows where Soyou is. He wants to get a shot on him, but like with how Blood Run is, you can very easily run circles around it. Someone play cat and mouse in it. Both players are going to be taking the shot, but the railgun is going to be landing far more damage than the rocket launcher is. Lightning is coming out. Kodogens is stuck on the wall, though, landing some good damage. Another railgun shot coming out. The rocket is going to finish him off, but the weapon swapping that Kodogens is doing, he's really effectively landing those weapon swaps. Back. Rocket, rail. I don't know. There was the Hagar I was talking about earlier, which he charged the Hagar. It's really easy to just burst someone down with the Hagar. I remember at some point someone telling me the Hagar is basically useless in Duel. You're never going to see anybody use it. But I made the counterpoint that if you are trying to kind of refrag somebody, using the Hagar can be very effective, because it can just charge up all the shots, land one shot, and you can swap to any other weapon to really finish them off. And seeing Kodogens use that here now is kind of validating me that it's not entirely useless. Coming out with more weapon swapping damage right there. Rocket into a mortar, rocket into mortar. Soyou is going to finish himself with the blaster, though, trying to get out. Unfortunate for him. Kodogens is running back around. He's going to be collecting the armor, collecting the health. Mega is going to come in. No, Mega is up. Soyou's not going to be taking control of it, so Kodogens is going to be taking it. Is he going to be hopping up, down? He will be taking control of the Mega and the red armor right now. So Kodogens is huge lead right now. Blasting Soyou back down into the ground. Doesn't really have any control over his character, as he's just getting like launched into the floor with the extra launch damage with the Devastator. The rocket launcher does. Blows him down into the floor. Makes him lose control of his character. Not going to be able to escape. Another rocket blasting him down to the corridor, and that's going to be an easy grenade to line up right there. Kodogens. It also takes me a while to kind of remember the names, because these are names I haven't had to say before. Kodogens is coming around though. Railgun shot, unreturned damage. Grenades gonna be coming out. None of them are gonna be landing though. Soyou expert dodging. Like 7 grenades came out before any of them landed, and Soyou gonna be coming out dying. Unfortunately, not gonna be taking Kodogens down enough to truly finish him off. Kodogens right now on the lookout, looking for Soyou. Boxing himself over. Gonna be grabbing the red armor right here. See Soyou on the back end. Soyou is gonna be getting unreturned damage right there and picking up the Mega. So he does have a bit of a health stack. He could try to fight against Kodogens right here if he's able to land that first shot, but Kodogens right now looks like he's just going to be playing the avoidance game. And there we go, first shot coming out. They're going to be trading though. Second shot coming out on, so you're going to be missing on Kodogens though. Lightning gun coming out, not going to be doing too much damage. On the back end, Kodogens coming up on top, unreturned damage on the rocket right there, and so he's going to have to run because he cannot take a fight right now. 20 health. Is he going to get chased through the teleporter? No, he's not going to chase through the teleporter. Just going to try to line up a shot right here with Kodogens, looking for the angle, chasing him up here, and he is going to be coming down, finding him, climbing up the ladder at Mach 9. You know what's kind of funny? Someone brought up, because we were playing a map that actually had like a working ladder on it, and somebody brought up to me, why the hell is that ladder on like the Bloodyrun, like a Quake 1-ass ladder, where it just launches you to the top, when ladders clearly work in this game? Why did they do this? So it's kind of funny when people blink to the top, and it's like, yeah, that's right, ladders do work in Xonotic. Why is that ladder just like one of those like Quake 1 zoom ladders? But either way, Kodogens right here taking control. He's got the Mega health. He's going to be taking control of the red armor next. Soyou right now looking to stack up a little bit, but he's going to have to find some unreturned damage on Codagens. Codagens is coming in at Mach 9. I swear, it can be very, very difficult to kind of keep track of where people are coming from in this game, in the sense that, like, there's no like whoop 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 jump sound like there is in like Quake. So if someone is just like hopping through the map really, really quickly and you don't hear that footstep sound when they land, they can build up a lot of speed just come flying around the corner. I've noticed that's actually been a kind of something that's happening a lot to Soyou right here, is that he's like looking for him. He knows he's got kind of like a high ground advantage. He's looking for Codagens, and then Codagens will just fly around the wall like Mach 9. Doesn't even hear him because the footstep sound was so much further back. Comes around, and then Codagens ends up being the first hit, and the what's it called? The fight goes in his favor. Not really sure exactly what the best way to initiate a fight in this game would be, if hopping around like that is so powerful or so dangerous. Either way, Coach is playing very aggressively, as Soyou predicted he would, and he's finding his kills. He's finding his kills. 11 to -1 right now because of that accidental blaster kill, but Soyou can come back a little bit right here. Both players going to be landing damage on each other right there, trading a little bit, so you can be playing this unreturned fire. Rocket fire, launching Soyou up. Is he going to finish him off? Yes, he is going to be finishing him off with the rocket right there. So you just kind of pin up against the wall. Really, not much he can do about that. And Codagen's going to be grabbing himself the mega health, doing a little bit of damage to him right there. Not sure why, but he is going to be doing it. Firing up a rail, neither going to be landing that rail right here. And Codagens looks like he's going to be getting in position very soon for that red armor, which is already up. And yes, he's going to be getting in position for that. Going over to grab it right now, and so you're going to challenge it. So he's not going to be challenging it, though. He's looking for that yellow. Can't pick it up because my config is terrible and stupid and doesn't work properly. Sees Codagens go down the ladder, but he's really not going to be able to chase that. Trying to keep his kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Positioning. Trying to keep his positioning. Man, it's kind of crazy how much faster this game can go than like Quake 3. Like I said, I've done commentaries like Quake 3 and Quake Live, and people will be like, "Oh, you talk fast, you're able to keep up with it." But in this game, stuff just goes. I can't keep up with it. I can't really give a play-by-play because the game happens so quickly that trying to do that is actively hindering in pulling me back out of what's going on. I need to think of I need to find a new way to kind of talk about what's going on in the way that I'm used to without stumbling over myself. Let's see, look over here. Let's see what over here. What do we got over here for the item timings? We got the red armor coming up soon, and it looks like Codagens could try to go over and start protecting that red armor, grab it, but he doesn't even want it. He's just gonna go chase Soyou down. Grenades coming out. Is he gonna land the rail? Rail not coming out, and Soyou on the run, just trying to make his run. Running with his back turned to someone, didn't come around and do any back rockets. It can be difficult to navigate the maps, but that is difficult. It's difficult. I don't know what to say there. He runs with his back turned, he gets shot in the back. Yeah, what do you want me to say, huh? Red armor coming out, going for the rail, not going to land it though. Rocket coming out, grenade coming out. Soyou, evasion master. He's just unable to be hit. Trying to go for the fish kill, but he's not quite going to be able to get it, and then shoots him through the wall with the splash damage on the floor. Immediately on spawn though. Really unfortunate spawn right there. I don't know exactly what spawn system this game uses now that I think about it. It's Quake 3 uses furthest from death, but Quake Live will use furthest from killer. However, with Soyou spawning right next to Codagens right there, I have to imagine that the game uses like true random spawning to an extent, right? Because in what world would you kill someone right next to you and then they spawn right next to you? Unless the game doesn't take into account the vertical distance from someone, or yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into what kind of spawn system this game uses now. Because now that I think about it, that's something that I've completely overlooked. I've completely overlooked what kind of spawn system this game uses. Some bad spawns happen. Probably should report. Yeah, report bug. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's a bug. It was just very interesting. It's just kind of interesting to think about, because the way that the distance of spawns will be calculated in Quake Live, if I recall, is that the game will just take a straight line from where the person who killed someone is to every other spawn on the map, and height is calculated in that distance. I think it's like a vector or something. It'll calculate blah blah blah, and then it'll take the spawn, which is the vector furthest from the person who killed you, and then it cuts the map in half, and it takes half the spawns and removes the other half of the spawns on the other half of the map, and then you can spawn on any spawn on the other side of the map from that player. And here, though, so spawning directly below someone in Quake Live doesn't happen that often, but it can happen in Quake 3 and furthest from killer, especially on Bloodyrun, and it does happen on Bloodyrun sometimes. So that's why I'm wondering what kind of spawn system it was using, because that wasn't too dissimilar of what you could see in a potential Quake 3 spawn system. Either way, talking about spawn systems right here, shot through the floor right there. That's a cool feature. I like that. I've seen some people complain about that feature and go, what the fuck? High ground doesn't mean anything. Why can't you be shot through the floor? I like it. I think it's interesting. It lines up for cool kills like that. Switching from the rockets to the mortars, doing a lot of damage, so you just can't catch a break right here. And I think a large reason of why he can't catch a break is because my shitty server config gives people too much armor. So Codagens gets in the lead, and then he just stays in the lead, because you damage him, and he picks up a yellow and gets it all back. Either way, another game going to go to Codagens. GG's by both players. I lost. I got very sidetracked in the middle of Fuse, and I feel like I didn't really recover from that commentary-wise. So I apologize to the players playing here for not properly being able to do casting to the best of my ability for both of their games. But next time it'll be better. I swear. I swear. Next time it'll be better. All right. I promise. I promise. Okay, so that was a bit fucky. We're doing Zord and Kyle now, though. We're 10 minutes late, but we gotta do the Zord and Kyle. We gotta get Zord and Kyle's pick bands in there now. I'll ping them, let them know we're doing the pick bands. And I'll give him a ping. Zord gets the first ban. All right, so we're doing the pick bands things again. Let's see, what do we got here? We got our remove these pick windows, and I gotta change the player names. Move that in there. Fade in. Take studio mode out. Boom, and we've got this. Okay. So Zord is going to be doing his first ban. He is going to be banning Frantic Dojo, which is actually kind of interesting that he's banning Frantic Dojo. Because I remember talking with Soyou the other night about the picks and the bans and stuff, and I was going, oh yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of Frantic Dojo. He's like, yeah, me neither. And he said that Zord made a comment like, a lot of people don't like Frantic Dojo, but I feel like they just haven't practiced it enough, or they haven't like learned it well. So, all right, so then Kyle's going to be banning SS. One second. Let me see what SS is. Silent Siege. He's banning Silent Siege. Okay, there we go. Kyle coming in. Okay. So now we got the Zord map pick coming in. But yeah. So Zord making some kind of comment like, and Zord's going to do Xowoken right there. So, bam. Get Xowoken in there. That's going to be the first map we play. And then Kyle map pick. Why Silent Siege so hated? I don't know. And Kyle is going to be picking Blood Covenant right there. I fucking tabbed myself out. Okay. Blood Covenant coming in. Watch this. Music back on. Because there's no silence. We don't want any silence. Just me sitting here talking to myself, right? All right. Oh my god. Picking his map. All right, so we got the final bands coming in now. We'll see what they say. Pop into the game right here. Let me see what's going on. What's the kick command? I gotta get Soyou out of my dang server. Alright, and then Zord's gonna ban Bloodyrun, and Kyle is gonna be banning Fuse. Which is gonna leave us with, I believe, Vale as our last map played of the night. Bloodyrun, blah blah blah, get Fuse out of there. Bam, pop that in. Final map. Vale. And there we go. There's the picked bands coming out of the Zord Kyle matchup. We'll get them in the server. We'll get them running. I'm running late. You know, normally when I've done the Quake 3 stuff and we run late, it's because other people are running late. But everyone was like on time and doing stuff, and I'm the one slowing everything down. So I gotta get my head in the game. 1 second. How do you kick a player? What's the damn kick command? I've not had to kick anybody. V-call kick. There's already a vote called. Alright. We'll get that going in a second then. Full Quake Champs pick. Quake Champs not even... I'm gonna be honest. I think Quake Champs is overhated. There's a lot of Quake players who will sit around and talk about how shit it is. I think it's overhated. It's not my favorite Quake game, but I think it adds something. Alright, see. V-kick Soyou? Like that? How do you fucking vote call kick someone? I've never had to vote call kick someone in goddamn Xonotic before. How do I get someone out of here? Okay. He's getting out. Alright, no problem. I did the 5 slots because I can't put a password on the server either. Next time what I'll do is I'll make the server, because I can't put a password on the server. Next time what I'll do is I'll make the server private, so it's off the server list. I'll just have people join via IP. That way, that potentially fixes the problem of unwanted spectators joining and causing grief. I can also learn how to V-call kick people. Okay, you're good now, Kyle. Yeah. Thanks for being patient with me, everyone. It's my first time doing a Xonotic one. It's taken me some time to get used to this over the other games I've done. The first one's always a bit rocky, but... Alright. Go back into studio mode. Go back into game. I gotta change the player names on top. We got Zord on P1, and then Life Bar 2 we got Kyle. Alright. Bring this window up. Bring this window up. This window is going to be our Zord window. And this window will be our Kyle window when he gets in here. Alright, shut that fucking music up. I was trying to get serious. For real this time. Alright, we got Kyle in here. Alright, let me make sure those health bars are correct. Zord at... Let me see. We got Zord at 120 and Kyle at 100. Cool. We're good to good. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we're good to go now. Sending him a message, letting him know that I fucked everything up. I ruined everything. But we're good to start the match whenever they are. Alright, match starting. Kyle versus Zord. Time to lock in. Do things correctly this time. We're watching Kyle at the very beginning right here. And he's going to mix that yellow armor, giving him the big 150 boost. And Kyle immediately beelining the rocket, trying to preempt the rocket, trying to keep Zord out. And he's going to be grabbing himself a red armor. Mega is taken right now. So both characters are going to have a similar stack right now. And they're going to start to fight on each other. It's going to be difficult. Zord carrying a rail at Kyle. Kyle returning with a rocket. It's going to keep them at about... somewhat even stack, but Zord comes out a little bit on top in the health right there. So Kyle playing a bit passively. He wants to zone Zord out, grab himself a railgun, doesn't want to take too much damage in the meantime. Another railgun going to be coming out from Zord, and that is going to be hitting Kyle. Unreturned damage. Kyle's sitting there. He's awestruck. He's taken aback by the fact that Zord hit him. How did that even happen? Zord coming down. He sees Kyle again, but no, not going to be landing the rail that time. Zord in control right now. If he does have more health, more armor, and he's looking for the kills right now. Mega is going to be coming up in another 20 seconds. So right now, this is all Zord's time to hunt, because we're not going to be seeing any large armor shifts on the map that he has to take control of. Right now, we're just looking at a big skirmish. Rocket going to come up, not going to come in contact with anything, so Zord's going to feel very comfortable going up. He knows the Mega is the next thing coming up, though, so he's going to refresh himself on the cell ammo, and he's already in position. He's holding these angles, he's listening. Where could Kyle be? He wants that Mega. He's going to go for the Mega. Kyle trying to put mines all over the field. Is he going to make it? He's not going to really get a ton of damage on Zord. Zord's going to be firing a big rocket up. Kyle grabbing that 150 on the yellow, though. Health is very, very low, so, alright, he's getting a little bit of health, but his health is very low. The armor isn't going to protect you and save you if you just run out of health before the armor kicks in. Grabbing the red armor, though, Kyle is in control of the red. Zord in control of the Mega right now. Big fight coming in skirmish. using that Krylink to get a bit of move gimping right there, but Kyle is just going to completely outdamage it with his weapon swapping in the middle of that fight. Rocket coming out, Zord teleporting up top. Kyle's ready for it, looking for him, and a big frag coming out on top of Zord right there with the not lightning gun, railgun. Zord going around for the Mega. Is he going to get it, though? Kyle chasing Zord down. He knows he doesn't have the health and the weapons to actually fight him right here. Trying to blast him off the edge. Is he going to get it, though? Zord coming up on top. Kyle's just messing with him. He knows he doesn't have the weapons to take the fight because he went straight... He has the weapons to deal with it. So Zord going to be getting that kill on Kyle right there. Coming on the back end right here, Kyle is going to be blasting around the side, taking our health on top of the yellow. He knows he's going to get that 150 for it. Both players adapting really well to the janky armor system. They know the armor system is a bit janky right now, and they're immediately, 2 minutes into the game, they've already both adapted to know exactly what's wrong with it and exactly how to use it to their advantage. Kyle, really smart right there to take a fight on top of the yellow, knowing that he'll just get all of it back. And Zord firing those back rockets. You know Kyle's going to try to chase him down, but with the back rockets, Kyle doesn't have that HP to chase into it. Just trying to kind of protect his space right now. He's got that passive HP regen. So Zord looking at some HP regen. He knows that Kyle has control of the Mega and of the red right now, and he gets a lot of leverage out of those yellows. So he's just going to grab a yellow, try to pull himself away from Kyle right here. Blaster coming out. Kyle going up chasing him. Only 14 health on Zord. Zord trying to make a run for it. Grabbing the yellow if he can, but the blaster is going to come out, and Kyle is going to finish him off with a railgun. Zord on the back foot right now. Kyle in complete control right now of the Mega and of the red armor. He knows Mega's going to be coming up soon, but he's not even going to go for it. He's on the hunt for Zord right here. Sees Zord. Zord knows that Zord can't take a fight on him. He does not have enough weapons to have himself armed right there. Fish kill on Zord. Coming out of Kyle. Kyle coming over. Then the Mega that he knows is coming up. Another preemptive shot on Zord right there. A second fish kill coming out, and he knows the red is up, but Zord is going to be spying on top of it. Zord going to be trying to use the blaster to get himself the hell out of there. And Kyle at very low health, taking a lot of damage from Zord on the way back with why did he even take damage from? What did Kyle take damage from? He had more health than armor. Oh, now he's got the armor back. There we go. Kyle firing a bunch of shots up there, trying to bounce them down on top of Zord, just some harass from the Krylink. I haven't really seen people use the Krylink to harass like that, but the platform was too thick for rockets to go through, so very smart move coming out of Kyle right there to use the Krylink in that way. Coming around the back end, though, he's picking up some health. He knows the Mega's up. Coming up. Mega is up. There we go. He's going to grab it. Has a big health advantage, but he's not landing as much damage on Zord as Zord is landing on him. An unreturned rail, though. Both players landing unreturned rails. Miss on Kyle right there. Land on Kyle, and all he needs is a shotgun flak to finish off Zord, and he will be getting it. Going over to check out the window. He sees Zord up there. Not going to land a rocket, though, and that gives Zord, or a rail, that gives Zord time to pick up the red armor and try to start a fight. Kyle flying through, though, and Zord's going to try to track a missile through. Not going to be able to land it, though, but he knows where Kyle is. He knows Kyle can't chase him. He's got a rocket launcher, and he's got a railgun, meaning his DPS potential is through the roof. The rocket rail combo, unstoppable. Mega's coming up soon, and Zord knows it. Zord hears the Mega spawn. He sees Kyle coming around, goes for the rail, isn't able to get it, though, and Kyle's just going to carry all of that movement over and grab himself the Mega. Although Zord, with all the damage, unreturned damage as well, is stripping all of those Megas off of Kyle. He's doing a little celebratory dance right there. He knows Kyle doesn't have the health he wants. Unfortunately, Kyle is going to get all the armor he wants because he's going to pick up a yellow and he's going to pick up a red. So Zord still doesn't have the stack advantage despite the really nice play against Kyle right there on the Mega health section. Kyle going to fire up the top, land a hit on Zord, land a second blast. Not going to land up with the followed rail, though, and Zord going to be backing off. He knows he can't take Kyle there. Throwing some back rockets at him. Rail coming out, not going to hit. Blaster throwing Zord into the corner. Is now going to follow up. Yes, Kyle's going to land a blast right there. Is he going to be able to follow up right here? Going for the fish kill. Unfortunately, I was going to say, unfortunately, he's not going to get it because it looked like Zord got a self-kill right there. But no, Zord is going to finish himself off with his, or Kyle's going to finish Zord off with the shotgun right there. Lightning gun coming out on Kyle, trying to pin Zord against the wall. But the pushback on the arc is just not the same as the pushback as the lightning gun in like a Quake game, for example. So he's not quite able to get the pin he wants. Firing a couple of plasma shots in, though, trying to keep Zord out. And he is going to successfully zone Zord out, but he's not going to get any damage on Zord. And Zord actually might have a big enough stack here to take a fight against Kyle, but with that grenade coming on Zord on the way up, Zord actually might not be able to follow this through. Lands on the bounce pad, and unfortunately, he's... Oh, that was Kyle. I'm an idiot. I swapped the camera without realizing. It was Kyle. Swap the name. Swap the names in your head. Go back, replay. Blah, blah, blah. Every time I said Kyle, I actually meant Zord. Zord coming around right now. Kyle landing the unreturned damage on Zord right here. Going in with the harass on the Krylink. Grenade's coming around the wall, but he's cool under pressure. Popping himself around with the momentum of that grenade. Going for the Krylink hits. 53 damage on the Krylink. Nothing to scoff at. Another rail on Zord. Zord on the run. And Kyle's going to come over on the run. The backside with the blaster, and he will be landing a shot with the railgun. Taking Zord down. Not able to pick up the yellow. Red's not going to be... Well, red is going to be up soon, but the Mega's already up. So Kyle's going to be going for that the Mega. And Zord jumping right over the red. Not realizing it's up, I don't think, and Kyle is going to be going around. Oh, wait, no, it was yellow that was up. I misread the timer on the... I misread the wall. I misread the side on the wall. My apologies, I misread the timer. This is the problem. This is the problem we got right here. This is the problem we got right here. Why didn't Xonotic color code its armors? I gotta color code the armors myself, but on the side, I thought that was a big armor. No, it was the yellow armor. I'm an idiot. Now the red armor's up. Zord knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't miss anything. Nothing gets by him. Now he's got the 200 armor rail coming out, and he's gonna get a huge... God damn it! God damn it! I is using the Quake 1 armor system. Zord just had 20 health and he took a rail, but he absorbed 80% of the damage. We're literally using the Quake 1 armor system right now, where red armor gives you 80% damage protection, and the yellow armor gives you 60% damage protection. God damn it! I need to find the name of that mutator and find out why it's on. Either way, now we know how it works. Now we know how it works. We're playing Quake 1 Xonotic right now. All right, so we've got the Quake 1 armor system, but none of the weapons hit nearly as hard as the weapons in Quake 1 do. Good idea, incredible, really well planned. So that makes sense. Okay, so armor now has a completely new. But now that I think about it, all right, that gives the armor a completely new set of value to it. Because grabbing the red armor now isn't just I've got 200 armor. Grabbing the red armor is I've got 200 armor and 80% damage resistance, which means a lot more than the yellow armor, even if the yellow armor kicks up the, what's it looking for? Even if the armor value is kicked up from normal. Like, 150 of 60% production is not going to be nearly as much as 200 of 80 protection if you don't get the Mega. It makes the Mega... Well, Quake 1 levels of important. You can't beat it out of people in this game. Luckily, I have a separate mutator for that, so we're not running Quake 1's Mega Health as well. But... Am I the only one who likes the default Xonotic balance? No, the default Xonotic balance is fine. This was a fuck-up on my part, because I have a Quake 1 server as well. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. That's incredible. That's incredible. I double fucked it up. Zord coming up on the top right here. Mega Health, but it's going to go into Kyle. Kyle's just going for the fish kill. And now we see why Kyle's so brave. We see why Kyle's so brave to go for those fish kills. If you got the red armor, that's just 80% damage reduction. So why would you pick up a yellow armor at 100 if you've only got 100 armor left when you've got a red armor that's giving you 50% more? Why would you? They understand. They already knew what was going on, and they're ready for it. The blaster coming out. He's trying to knock Zord off the edge or something because he knows he doesn't have the health to actually take a fight here. But if he can get Zord off the edge, Zord might die. Somehow ends up surviving that. Zord just not able to do the damage he wants with the arc. The arc is, unfortunately, doesn't do as much damage as a lightning gun does, and it also doesn't hit for as much as a lightning gun does. Like the arc is weird, and it's programmed to hit for every server tick, not like X amount of times per second, which means that it doesn't actually, which means that it doesn't actually, it's not one of those weapons that you can just hit with someone with like 50% accuracy and still get good damage with. Like you're actually just getting 50% less. Because of how frequently it hits. But that also means that it can't push back as hard on every tick as the lightning gun does. So it's a lot harder to pin people with. Really good preemptive rocket coming into Zord right here. He's landing a lot of unreturned damage on Kyle. Another rocket going on 50 damage. Kyle's on the run right now. Zord with another rocket chasing him down. It's going to do a lot of damage to Kyle. Kyle going for the yellow. We're not quite able to get it though on the loop around. So Zord will finish him off right there with the rail. And now we're going to see if he can carry out this momentum and get any more kills on Kyle. Blaster coming out to try to mess up Kyle's movement, but he's not quite able to land the shot. But it does force Kyle to have to go back. Playing some jump pad mind games right here. And Zord finally going to go in for the kill. Going and getting a bit aggressive. Blaster coming up, misses the rocket though, so he's not able to juggle Kyle, and Kyle is going to get that red armor coming back, which means, guess how much damage reduction he has? Yeah, that's right, 80% damage reduction, and now he can just sit here and chase you down. Coming around on the back end though, Kyle is going to be getting the mega health with that 80% damage reduction, so he's got a full health bar right now, coming in on Zord, grabbing the yellow as well. God, I'm getting frustrated just watching it. Imagine landing so much unreturned damage on someone, but they just pick up an armor and then pick up another armor, and you don't have a gun that can do 300 damage per second to counteract that. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. I don't know how upset they are, but I'm upset for them. And either way, first game gonna go to Kyle right there. A very nice, excellent display of map control on Xowoken right there. I feel like yeah, I'm harping on it too much. All right, we all know it's fucked up. Get over it. We're gonna play it through, and it'll be fixed next time. Now we're going on to Blood Covenant, though. As someone mentioned earlier, this is a Quake Champs map. What did I say about Quake Champs earlier? Right, I feel like Quake Champs is overhated. Well, you know what's nice about Quake is that in Quake, every new Quake iteration justifies itself. Every Quake game is different enough from the last that someone could justifiably be like, my favorite Quake game is like 1 or 2, and there would be a good reason for their favorite game to be 1 or 2. Gotta get the health bar set up again. There would be a very good reason for their health. This one is going to be Zord, and this one is going to be Kyle, and we're good to go.
5, 4,
because each one is so different from each other. And I think Quake Champs is also very good in that it's different enough that it justifies its existence with what it does. Anyway, red armor coming up. Zord's going to be grabbing the red armor, and Kyle is going to be grabbing the mega health, but also the yellow armor. Because of how the damage reduction works in this, a mega health and a yellow armor is worth about as much as a single red armor. Because if you're unarmored, right, at all, and someone has a red armor, okay, so you've got like 300 health, but 300 health with 80% damage reduction, you're actually going to do so little health damage to somebody. So having that yellow armor basically puts Kyle on equal footing with Zord right here in getting the even though the stack numbers look different, they can both actually take about the same amount of damage. The red armor coming up, Zord timing it, he is going to be staying on the red, and he's just going to get a kill on Kyle right there. Kyle getting immediately aggressive, thinks he can take the red from out from under Zord's nose, but not going to be able to, and Kyle knows that Mega's up. He's going to go get his Mega, and Zord coming in with the rail. Not going to be able to land the rail, though. He does have that stack advantage, though, despite, okay, Kyle got the yellow armor, now Kyle's good. Kyle's all stacked up, and he's going to get aggressive right there. Firing a rocket on Zord, not going to do a ton of damage, but it will blast him back, scare him off a little bit. Zord going to be grabbing himself a railgun, going to be hit by Kyle, though, and Zord has a big health disadvantage right here. He's going to have to back off, but no, Kyle's swapping to the machine gun, or I'm sorry, shotgun, and he's just going to finish him off. Unfortunately for Zord, though, Kyle going to kill him twice right there, grabbing himself the red armor, which is going to give him a huge stack advantage. And Zord on the back end, running away. Kyle hears him down there. He knows he's grabbing the yellow, but he doesn't know which way Zord's going. There we go. Sees him, shoots him once, shoots him twice. 90 damage, about 170 damage right there on Zord. And Zord knows that Kyle is down by that mega. He knows he can't go for it. He knows it's up. He sees it's up, but he can't really go for it because he knows that Kyle has a stack advantage. He knows that Kyle's on top of it. Kyle, realizing this, goes over and grabs himself the mega, and he knows that red's coming up soon. So Kyle going to be getting aggressive right here. He knows the red isn't up, but it's going to be up soon. And he just jumps right in on top of Zord. Zord going to get a kill right there, and Kyle's going to be taking control of both the mega and the red. And with Kyle knowing both the timings of the mega and the red, this puts Zord in a really difficult position because with the amount of damage reduction that the armors are giving, you're going to have a good start to a fight to make a big difference in that fight. Luckily, though, Zord finds that good start, and he's able to do a pretty good amount of damage to Kyle right there. Unfortunately, Kyle comes around the wall like the spy from Team Fortress 2 and trick stabs him with the fish slap of the shotgun, doing a lot of damage back to Zord, and then Kyle going to be grabbing himself a yellow armor, putting Kyle back on top again in the meantime. However, with the mega armor coming up, first person to grab that is going to have the advantage in the next fight, and it is going to be Kyle. Kyle is going to be grabbing that, having the advantage in the next fight. Sees Zord, chasing him down. You can't run from me. He's trying to run from him, but he can't. You're just too fast in Xonotic. I don't know where the Krylink is on this match. He's going to have a hard time slowing down. Zord, though, finally going to grab himself a red armor. Kyle coming up over the top, looking for Zord. Zord juked him out. He didn't drop. He stayed up high. Now Zord gets some breathing room. He can try to set something up right here. Find an opening, find a jump on Kyle. He knows that the Mega's going to be up soon, but he knows that Kyle doesn't have it, and with this red armor, he's feeling brave. Not getting a ton of damage on Kyle, but that damage resistance... Oh, there we go. The bounce grenade going to be doing some damage to Kyle. With the damage resistance he gets, he's very, very, very content to, like, sit here and take this fight. And he knows that Kyle's low. He knows Kyle can't have more armor and health than him. He's going to take a couple of pot shots on Kyle, but Kyle... really, really, really low. And Zord sees him, but he's not quite looking for the fight yet. There we go. Reeds wants to come up. Two really, really good grenades from the mortar. And there we go. Another grenade coming out from the mortar. Here's Kyle spawn over here. He's going to get the kill on Kyle. Railgun lines up, and he's going to hit him. A mortar coming out, and it is going to finish him off. Red armor coming up very soon. Red armor is actually up right now. Sorry, I lied. Zord going to be going over to the red armor. He left it up on purpose to try to bait Kyle, but Kyle's just a little bit too fast, and Zord is going to give it up right there. Kyle chasing him back with the arc beam right there, and Zord going to launch him up with the railgun. Kyle very, very low. Both players right here could kill each other with just one shot. They know the Mega's up. The Mega is going to be the next place worth fighting for. Kyle knows he can't take it, though, so he's just going to go off, find a couple of health capsules, find some yellow armor, grab some ammo, and Zord, meanwhile, is going to stack up on a yellow and the Mega health. Has the health advantage right now, misses the rail, though, so he's not going to be able to get that first start in the fight that he wants. Kyle misses a rail in return, though, so now Zord has the advantage, landing two back-to-back mortars, putting Kyle down, and giving himself control of the red armor. Next item is going to be up as the Mega health in 10 seconds. Zord looking for Kyle, but more importantly, looking for Kyle. He wants to take control of that Mega health. Sees Kyle over here. There we go. I'm the wall. I'm a wall. You're not going to get through me. I know the Mega health's coming up, and I know this path you got to take to get it. Zord now in control of both the red armor and the Mega health, making his way back over to the red armor again. Sees Kyle. Is he going to land some damage? No damage on Kyle, but Kyle no damage on Zord. Blaster shot comes up. Not a lot of damage, but he knows he's there. You know, fear me. Coming over the top with the blaster jump, and unfortunately, he's going to land some unreturned damage from Kyle. Kyle, though, out in the open, is Zord going to be able to finish him off. Kyle's missing a lot of his shots, but he's also going to be getting the red armor. Zord can't really take this, I don't think. A lot of damage reduction on that red armor there. Kyle at low health, but God, the amount of damage reduction is just keeping him in the fight. Grenades coming off the wall, trying to balance, or not balance, but like zone Kyle out. He's doing a really good job of it. Zord still does have that red armor. Even though he's only got 41 armor, he still does have that red armor from his last pickup. So even though he was running around there at like just 40 HP, that was 40 HP at 80% damage reduction. So Zord really, really, really... Oh, Kyle just comes around the wall like it's Counter-Strike and headshots him with an op right there. The Acadia aren't even crouching. What is he doing? But anyway, it was just I think it was a very, very, very good like a display of awareness on Zord, fighting Kyle at such a low amount of health, knowing how much like armor protection he was getting. With that low amount of health, that would be enough to spook anybody. But he knows, you know, he can scale for the damage in his head. He knows he can stick around. Unfortunately, now he's got no armor, and is he going to go in for the red? He's going to go in for the red. Kyle trying to get it, but no! Right before Zord grabs it, Kyle does fire him down with a railgun. So now Kyle in control of the red armor, and he knows Mega's coming up soon. Throws the rail. Oh my God, he is hopping. He's trying to bait the pre-fire. Mega health is still up. Neither have grabbed it. Another vortex over there. What is Kyle doing? Is he stacking up vortexes so that he can grab a bunch of ammo on it? I'm not actually sure, but big Hagar blast coming out on Kyle right there, hitting Zord for a lot of damage. Gonna be following up a little bit with the blast, but not enough to finish him off. Both players are about even in health value, actually, believe it or not. Like, because there it goes. They're not that even anymore. All right, Kyle lands a couple of unreturned shots, gets a good startup shot. Zord slaps him in the face for coming on to him with a railgun like that, but the railgun still does hurt, and the second railgun is going to finish him off. Another railgun shot coming out of Kyle, and he used one rocket, but the rocket just fully misses. Luckily for Kyle, you can just switch to a shotgun and shoot him. So Zord right there, Kyle knows where he is, he knows where the spawns are, he heard him spawn in there, he knows he's in there, and Zord coming out at like Mach 9, flying out, finding a really good time to escape. Unfortunately, stuck in the middle right now. The Blood Covenant gonna get slapped right there. Fish kill for Kyle. Zord on the back foot right now, but we still got 5 minutes in this game, and it's still anyone's game. We've seen both players exchange control of this map multiple times over the 6 minutes. So right now, Kyle is in control. Kyle starting fights on Zord in those lower tunnels. Zord landing a lot of unreturned damage right there. Kyle, though, is gonna get the fish kill on him, grab a yellow armor to bring himself back up. It still can come back for anyone, but immediately coming out of that teleporter with the what's it called? The railgun. Kyle's aim is on point. Another railgun shot. Zord's up there, very low, trying to grab the armor, but he isn't able to quite get it in time. And then Kyle is going to slap him down for another fish kill. Mega health's going to be coming out right here. Kyle has the mega health. Red armor is up, and Kyle's going to be going over. You'd think checks it, but I think he doesn't want to check the red armor. He doesn't want to take control. He wants to hunt down Zord right here. Zord coming in around the back end is going to knock Kyle off the edge. No armor's down there for Kyle. Never mind. The armor's there for Kyle. I lied, and this was all completely planned. And now Kyle's going to start another fight in the middle of the map. Zord firing rockets up. Not going to get Kyle. Ooh, but he's just too evasive until the homing rocket comes out. Needs the baby gun. All right, I'm having a hard time hitting the Zord guy with my hit scans. Time to switch to the homing baby gun. Zord a little upset about the baby gun attack. And he's got the low ground. He's going to be able to take Kyle out. Kyle coming down, and he is going to hit with the shotgun right there, taking Zord down another time. Railgun coming out, but Zord tactically puts a piece of wall between him and Kyle, making it hard for Kyle to shoot him. Kyle lands the second shot, but he's having a hard time landing this third one. Blaster shots coming out, and Kyle going below. Rocket coming out in case Zord chases. Zord, he's a smart guy. He's not going to chase. Kyle is going to be getting the Mega, and he is going to still have that red armor. Red armor is coming up very, very soon, though, so it doesn't look like Zord has the timing on it, or he actually doesn't want to contest it right now, because he knows that Kyle's going to have a leg up on him. Here's Kyle coming out of the teleporter, though, and this means that Zord does know that Kyle doesn't have red. He can go down and take it, and he knows that Kyle's going to be low after that engagement right there. Zord out in the open right here, but he does have that Crylink, and he is going to finish Kyle off with the shotgun right there. Coming around over the top, he is going to be trying to grab himself a yellow, but he can't because of the terrible config. I wonder who did that. Mega health is going to be up, though, and they're going to be swapping sides. Zord sees Kyle go down, but he doesn't want to quite chase him. He's going to be grabbing the Mega, getting the bit of a stack advantage right here, firing back on Rocket, but Zord, what is Kyle doing? Juggling Zord in the air with the lightning gun. Very kind of, that's pretty hard to do, actually. I found his own. I have a hard time juggling with that thing compared to the Quake games. So that was pretty well played. Very good tracking. Unfortunately for him, the fish kill fight is going to be coming in Zord's favor. Zord chasing Kyle down, sees the red armor up, and Kyle going to be grabbing it right when Zord comes up. That's going to be another fish kill for Kyle. Zord coming around on the back end right here. Blaster going up. Railgun coming out. He's only got 87 health. That's enough to survive one railgun shot, one rocket shot, but not back-to-back, so Zord has to be careful. He got the armor now, though. He's feeling good. Kyle tries to come around the corner, but he's going to get shot right in the face for that. And Zord, with the Mega up, he's going to be going up and grabbing the Mega, takes a rock to the face, but he still has that health advantage. And, they're a bit even now, but still, he does have that health advantage. The armor can't protect the straight health value. Well, okay, Zord just takes some damage there. Maybe not quite so much health advantage now. All right, gotta get out of there. Kyle on the chase, though. Will he chase through the teleporter? Kyle not chasing through the teleporter. Gonna come around the side, use the blaster to go up. Unfortunately, that leaves him sitting in the air like a big sitting duck. Gonna get shot in the face by a railgun. Needs to grab one of his own, and now he's got his own railgun. Time to combat Zord. Railgun to railgun. Knows Zord's down there. Maybe. He sees the flash of the blaster, but he grabs the armor and he gets what he came for. He's gonna get out of there. Running around looking for Zord over there. They're both gonna trade shots, actually. It looks like Kyle did land that shot. Another railgun shot trade. Both players one shot away from death. Kyle on the run. Is Zord on the hunt? It looks like Zord is also on the hunt. He's playing back a little bit. Unfortunately, Kyle coming down the back end. He is going to be able to finish Zord off. Only 3 HP. No amount of armor, like a protection bonus is going to save Zord from that. Kyle coming around back up the top. Laser beam coming out. Blaster coming out. Trying to finish off with the blaster. Not quite able to finish him off the blaster, so he will be finishing off with the fish kill. 70 damage on a slap. Railgun into rocket. Big homing baby gun over here. Oh, baby gun alert. Homing rockets. How am I going to miss with the homing? No, I'm kidding. It's not a baby whip. There actually is quite a bit of finesse to getting those rockets to home around. I'm just being a dickhead. But anyway, Kyle is going to carry a lot of that momentum in the end. Take Zord down. Second game, Blood Covenant going Kyle's way. So we are going to do one final game now on Vale to complete the Quake champions, the Quake champion map trifecta here in Xonotic. Really good game, entertaining game. I thought it was an entertaining game. I think they both played really well. Okay, let's see who do we got here. This is going to be Zord's health bar, and on this one, we're going to be doing Kyle's health bar. All right, and then we're back in the game. They start fast, but luckily I start just as fast, seeing those health bars set up immediately, starting on Vale. I got no time for reflection, all right? Immediately starting on Vale. Kyle is going to be grabbing himself a railgun, and he sees the red armor up, but he doesn't actually go for it. Going to be going over and grabbing the yellow first. I wonder why he's not grabbing the red immediately despite seeing it up. I think he thinks that Zord might be somewhere near, and he's trying to trap it, because if Zord is in a position to get the Mega, and then Zord is able to get to the red and doesn't go for it, he does have a health advantage. He can trap Kyle. Unfortunately for Zord, that wasn't the case, and Kyle was able to out-trade him in the open area. Coming in with a railgun shot into a rocket shot. It's going to be another shot for Kyle, finishing Zord off. Zord going down low, Kyle going up high, firing in the, what's it called? The Electro. There's no Quake equivalent for the Electro. He's going to fire the balls gun, okay? And the balls are going to explode on the railgun, taking Zord down. Good read on the balls gun. Trying to fire through the floor, but he's not quite able to get it, and Zord's running around. Kyle knows where he's going, though. Teleports right in front of his nothing personnel kid, and I'll be taking that Mega Hell. Zord coming on the back end, though, is going to be able to narrowly avoid the rail from Kyle and send an unreturned rail Kyle's way. Meanwhile, also grabbing that red armor. Zord with the high ground right now, firing the ball gun down. Unfortunately, going to get shot from the floor. Kyle on the chase. When did Kyle even come up here? I wasn't watching the right guy to see Kyle come up. And Kyle's just going to juggle Zord along the walls. You got that air control in Xonotic, but if the one juggling you is your opponent, you know, what are you going to do with it, right? You're going to fling around the wall. Where are you going to go? Yellow armor coming out on Zord, though. He's starting to get stacked up. You call the Electro shock rifle? Nah, the Electro is a ball gun, all right? Shock rifle, that's an Unreal Tournament weapon? Hello? But yeah, I guess I could call it a shock rifle. Yeah, but it's ball gun for now, because that's what's in my head. Kyle chasing Zord down. He's got that health advantage. He sees Zord. Railgun gonna come out once. Rocket gonna be fired a bit prematurely, but the second rail will come out. He's gonna fire through the floor. He's gonna hit him. No, Zord's not gonna get hit, but he snaps out and shoots Zord. You could accuse Kyle of cheating with a shot like that, coming out and just snapping immediately onto him. But he's well practiced. He knows the angle he comes out from the teleport. He's gonna hit him. Bam. Coming around over the top with the, trying to come around over the top. Doesn't quite get the jump. Zord coming around the back, and he's looking for the Mega. He might get the Mega, though. No. Bounces Kyle away, but unfortunately, Kyle with a good air shot is going to knock Zord back. Zord looking for a place to recover. He's got the Hagar right here. Okay, charging at the Hagar. He sees Kyle coming around. Goes for the blast, not able to land it. Tries to kind of scramble for a recovery, but Kyle is just going to turn it in his favor. Kyle coming back around. One shot on Zord. I know you want the railgun. But look, he's just going to spawn right in front of him. What do we got? Quake 1 spawns as well? What are these spawns? They got to be true random. There's no way. There's no way with a Quake Live or a Quake 3 spawn system, someone just spawns right in front of you like that from those positions. And that doesn't happen, all right? So I'll have to do a bit of research to see what's going on. Unfortunate for Zord. Very fortunate for Kyle, though. Kyle chasing Zord back. Not going to get the rail, but he's going to be firing another shot down on Zord. Zord going to be taking cover, though. Re-peeking on Kyle, hoping to maybe catch him coming back. And he's going to grab the yellow armor, stacking himself up a little bit. 80 health, 150 armor with that 60% protection. No red armor for Zord. I believe the red armor is on Kyle right now, actually. Kyle going in for the fish kill. Going to try to slap his Zord. Railgun coming out. Rocket coming out. Another rail, but he's not going to be able to find it. He'll just get stack up on the yellow and then come back around and get ready to fight for red again. Or maybe he's going to go back around and fight for the Mega. He's going around and bat and fighting for the Mega. With that, Kyle's going to be tailing Zord. I thought he was going to touch the Mega in time, but not quite able to make it. With that red armor being up in that big pillar in the middle of the map, you'd think that'd be a focal point that people would go for more often, but I guess with it being a big point in the middle of the map, it also makes it very easy to contest, just like that. Zord launching Kyle up in the air with the Devastator, launching him, hitting him with the rail, but he's not quite able to land a second shot right here. There we go. Mortar coming out, Devastator coming out, Kyle blasting around the top, another couple of shells coming out from Zord, but he's not quite able to finish him off with the railgun. Looking around, trying to gather some health back. He knows that the Mega's coming up soon, but how soon? Uh-oh, here comes Kyle. Kyle's got the item timing on lock. Goes in for the shot, but he's not quite able to get us, so Zord will be taking the Mega health when it comes up. Takes a lot of damage for it, but Kyle running really low right here. I don't know if he can actually win this fight. Zord's got too much of a health advantage. There we go. Zord's going to take it. Kyle spawning right in front of Zord. How about another kill? Feed me, Seymour. Sounds good. I'll be taking that, and he'll be also grabbing himself the red armor right there, the coveted red armor. Very difficult to go for. People always seem to die when going for it. Trying to protect himself with the mortars, and he is going to get a couple of mortar shots off on Kyle. However, he's going to wall rocket, face rocket himself a little bit right there. Tries to go for the yellow, can't grab it because config sucks, but, you know, he'll work with it. He'll work with it anyway. Coming around the top end, 100, 100, and he's got that red armor still. So it is 100 with 80% damage protection, which makes it pretty valuable. Kyle coming around the back end right here, and Zord is going to see it coming on the flank. Unfortunately, the first rocket is going to miss, meaning that despite Zord reading that flank, Kyle is going to be getting the first hit in the fight, getting the advantage. Coming out the coming out with the self-death rockets on the shotgun right here. Not going to be in Zord's favor, and Kyle on the hunt right now. Coming down here. He's got himself a railgun. Not going to land the shot. Rocket going up to home in on Zord. 42 damage. Pretty good amount. Railgun coming out. Zord is on the run right now. Having a hard time landing, like, back rockets to return at him. And Kyle is just so mobile. The way he flies through these rooms while also taking pot shots with Zord is actually quite impressive. And so Zord does the same as well. It's very interesting watching, because I'm used to kind of, you know, watching a map like this from a Quake perspective, where you know, you don't really fly through the rooms like that while you're fighting. So it's very interesting to see a map that is known played with a different style like this. Kyle very low though and on the run. Zord also low, but he does have that armor advantage, and Kyle knows it. So if Kyle doesn't know exactly how much health Zord does, Zord can kind of play into the fact that Kyle might think he has a stack advantage, which I guess he kind of does until Kyle grabs that armor right there, moving himself down. So now Zord doesn't quite have stack advantage anymore. Moving himself in around. Kyle's going to go in for the yellow. He's got the yellow. Mega's going to be coming up soon. Both know that Mega's coming up soon, but Kyle's going to go and try to get some damage in on Zord before he goes for the Mega, because he's feeling comfortable on how much of a stack he has. You know, are you going to go for that? You're going to go for the Mega, Zord? Are you going to go for the Mega? Zord is going to grab the yellow, whittle Kyle down, but he's just going to go in for another kill, and Kyle's going to swap sides with him. Unfortunately for him, not able to make it to the Mega in time. That was well played. That was well played. I thought that Zord would have just, like, you know, taken more of a control and gone for that. But, you know, when you've only got 5 minutes left and you got to make up for lost time, you don't have time to go for that. You have to try to secure the kill. In hindsight, it was the smarter play, you know, because I'm such a genius tactician. I know in hindsight what the smarter play is. I definitely would have done that because I'm so smart. No, I wouldn't have. Kyle coming up on top. Zord ready to ambush him, waiting at the top, and the ambush will go in his favor. Mega's coming up. Zord gonna grab the yellow, gonna grab the Mega right here, and he's all stacked up. Kyle, though, has the red armor. So, he's got a pretty strong stack himself, even with Zord's grabbing the yellow and the Mega right there. Kyle's trying to blast Zord off the edge. Not going to be able to bring him in, though. Zord's going to come out on the top. Swap him using the rocket and the Crylink. This is the main most powerful weapon, because he doesn't have a railgun to swap to. He does have a railgun to swap to. I lied. He just felt that the Crylink was better in close range. And hey, it probably was, because when you shoot him with the Crylink, locks him in place, forces him to not be able to move as much, puts him in gay baby jail, makes it a bit easier to land those shots in the smaller areas, especially when you're swapping back to a rocket. Unfortunately for Zord, though, Kyle is going to be able to get a blaster shot on the back end. Zord trying to return that blaster a little bit, but he thinks that it's not worth it fighting. I know that the armor's going to be coming back there soon, and Kyle he's got a high ground, you know. Now Zord with the high ground, though. Unfortunate for Kyle, what's he going to do here? Nothing. He's not going to do anything because Zord is out of there. He's going to be grabbing the Mega soon, or he's going to be going for a trap. Not sure which. Kyle sees the trap coming, though. He's ready for it, and he's trying to trap the red rather than, or try to trap the Mega rather than go for a fight with Zord right there. Blasting Zord around. It's kind of bullying, I think. That's not nice. It's kind of bullying, but bullying is going to give him, that's what I'm looking for. Make him give up the red armor right here. Big homing rocket coming to hit Zord right in the face, and here we come in with the Crylink. 4 really solid Crylink shots. That's going to melt Kyle's health down a lot more than you think it would. I heard that the Crylink used to be a really overpowered weapon, and I don't know if it's because it did more damage or if it's because the balls that did splash could do more, but either way, powerful. Not as powerful as it used to be, but in the right hands, clearly it's a very powerful weapon. Kyle right here, though, going to be grabbing the Mega. Zord on the low ground, doesn't want to contest that. Grabbing himself a railgun. He's ready for the next fight when the red armor comes up. He hears Kyle up there, tries to go up for it, unfortunately bonks his head on the ceiling, and now Kyle with the ball gun going to get a lot of damage. Follow up on the ball gun with a fish slap. Gives him the balls, gives him the shaft. Unfortunately, Zord now going to be spawning right in front of Kyle. Thank you for the free kills right here, Yum Yum. Going to be coming over here. Zord right here, though, got a shotgun, hitting Kyle in the face, but unfortunately the ball gun is just too powerful. Just too many balls over the place. Another fish kill coming out of Kyle. It's really hard to run from Zord, but Zord knows that Kyle's low. He wants to go for this kill. He's hungry for it. Instead of looking for armor, instead of looking for weapons, he knows that Kyle's low. He wants to go for it. Can't finish him off, though, so okay, fuck it. Not going to go for it anymore. He's going to settle down a little bit, grab himself a yellow armor. move himself around with the weapon, sees the red armor's up, and Kyle isn't around to contest it. So Kyle might have a Mega and a yellow, but Zord has a red armor. So if he gets his health back up, that's going to be a pretty even amount of stack between them. Unless, of course, he gets hit first by Kyle coming into the room. Kyle's going to be getting a, god damn, the red armor protection is so insane that you can just get slapped like that and survive it. Fortunately for Zord, Kyle is going to get the first hit in that engagement, which is going to give him an advantage in the fight. Kyle returning a shot on Zord. Zord ends up missing. Second shot coming out of Zord. Zord's missing. Kyle coming down, though. It's going to get blasted, and he will be finishing Zord off right there with a shotgun. Kyle on the meanwhile on the hunt, looking for Zord after grabbing himself a yellow armor. Zord has the red, but Kyle's not afraid. He's going to go for him. Juggles him up in the air with the blaster. Goes for the fish kill. But he's not quite able to get in. Zord is just going to zone him out with the ball gun. Kyle realizes, okay, I respect your balls. I'm going to get the hell out of here. Chasing Zord down. Now, though, there's a little more space has been put between them, and he knows where Zord is. Going to go for the rail. He is going to land it, but Zord retaliates with a mortar shot. Second rail is going to come out and miss. Third rail is going to land, though. Unfortunately, Zord is just going to have enough HP to tank through it and finish him off with the mortar. So, well, I say unfortunately as if I'm rooting for anyone. I'm not rooting for anyone. I mean, unfortunately for Kyle. I was watching Kyle's screen, so it's unfortunate for Kyle. Zord coming around to the back end, trying to shoot through the walls, kind of get an idea where Kyle is, but not quite able to find him. Yellow armor, not up yet, and Zord wants it. He wants that yellow armor. He knows if Kyle comes in on him now. He's got the health advantage. And the armor advantage. He's got the big boy advantage. Got himself a yellow armor. Kyle hears it. Kyle's gonna go in. First mortar comes out. Second mortar comes out. Both directs, but with the damage that the Devastator and the railgun do, he just can't stand up to it with the mortar alone. Coming around over the back end, he's gonna be seeing the Mega coming up, but with only 15 seconds left, I don't know if Zord is gonna be able to win this. It's just a bit of an observation, but I think he might have a hard time coming out on top in the next 5 seconds. So it's probably going to be GG's right there. Good game played by both of them. Very good game played by both of them. I've heard that both Zord and Kyle are some of the strongest players who play Xonotic Duel, so it was a real pleasure to be able to get them on. There we go. Those are the exhibitions. Thanks to everyone for playing. Sorry that it was such a fuck up with the armor system. I don't know why it was doing that. I don't know why it was like that. That will be fixed for next time. So, all right. First things first, thank you to everyone for playing. Thanks to everyone for playing. The games were a lot of fun to watch. It was fun to be able to commentate Xonotic. Thank you to Codagens and Soyou and Kyle and Zord for playing. I apologize to Codagens and Soyou that in the middle of their games I got a bit sidetracked and I feel I wasn't able to commentate very well. That's on me, and I hope they are not upset about that. Next time, I plan to do another one next week. I will have the armor system fixed, and I'm going to go back and try to figure out how I can do commentary better and stay more on focus for the next set of games, because I feel like Xonotic moves so fast, it's very hard to do a play-by-play. I'm going to have to adapt the commentary that I am used to doing. So on my end, next time commentary is going to be better, and the server isn't going to be fucked up. On everyone else's end, you guys all played perfectly. And all the games were all fantastic to watch, and I really appreciate everyone being willing to participate. If you have any feedback, feel free to ping me and let me know and tell me what a dumbass I am. I won't get butthurt unless it's bullying. Then I'll be butthurt. But yeah, the fantastic games. Thank you to everyone who played. The next time I do a Xonotic thing will be on Sunday, because I do a Sunday server populate where we do freeze tag and then capture the flag usually. But recently we've been doing onslaught, so we'll start off with freeze tag and then we'll end it with onslaught. I've got a bunch of CTF maps adapted to work with onslaught, and recently the Xonotic devs have fixed the bug where the proximity capture wasn't working. Now it is. So I think Onslaught has a lot of potential to be a cool game type, you know, with the center control, but and that lets you like cut off lines aggressively. But if you don't have center control, you can still flank the enemy. However, it just means that if you get attacked, you have to play defense. You can't counter with your own offense. I think it's a cool game type with potential for fun. So I'll post on Sunday in the Xonotic Discord before we do the populate for that, if anyone is interested in joining in on that. But yeah, that's really all there is to say. I'll start uploading this to YouTube, so there'll be a higher quality version of it on there. I think that's all. Once again, I'm sorry for the problems that I had, and I thank everybody who played. It was a lot of fun to be able to do commentary again, because I haven't done commentary for a long time, and I'm really happy that the Xonotic players were willing to give me a chance to do an event, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more in the future. So, stream's over. Thanks to everybody, and I'll see you guys later, hopefully.